if there are restrictions of you entering a country and going on visits and being tourists and looking around and getting ideas that you can take back to your country, it's almost like those restrictions are put in place to keep those countries in that same position. Because we know you go elsewhere, you open your mind to things, you expose your mind to things, and you come back with ideas, a refreshed mind, fresh thoughts, you know?
So are you saying Africa as a whole would benefit from more free movement?
100%. I think the world has already benefited from it. I think the Western countries have benefited from it because it's very easy to go over to Austria. It's very easy to go to Switzerland and look at the infrastructures over there, look at the buildings, look at the roads, look at the culture and the lifestyle over there. And you think, okay, cool. What can we incorporate in our country to make it a little bit better? Some of these people aren't exposed to that. Some of the people in African countries aren't exposed to that. So they what they think good looks like is based on what they've seen, the limited view that they have on of the world, which is a shame because I want more for my people. And that's what I'm saying. I think geographically being positioned in the way that we are, it's like we can't get here and there. Not only can we not get there, you're also restricted. And I think that's where the problem is. I think, you know, you look at traveling between, you know, European countries and American countries. Sit down and do an interview. You get your visas to go where you need to go to. It's such a process. It's such a process for Africans. So yeah, there's many things that we need to do, but definitely having people exposed to what good looks like will definitely help them back home. You know, and yeah, it's a perspective that I'm sure a lot of people share as well.
Yeah. How do we, it's a bit of a deep one to be fair, how do we combat corruption quickly?
Oh,
because what I want to say, corruption is everywhere. So, and I do hate how it's just been placed upon Africans. Yeah, why does so much corruption happen in Africa? But it's a thing. We know it's a thing. You mentioned earlier about people pocketing money when they should have built a bridge.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I would never say a point to kill my people. Let me tell you something. The reason I say that is it's a conversation that people have. But if we're going to talk about corruption and corrupted states, don't make me get in my bag. If we're going to talk about corruption and corrupted states, no country in Africa has ever dropped an atomic bomb on someone. Abuse of power. Nobody's ever done that. We're looking at these countries and holding them on this pedestal, and you're looking at them, but the current president of the United States of America, has he not been impeached? Like, corruption is rife everywhere. Corruption in a place that most people are doing badly just looks a lot worse. The corruption that happens here, I don't even want to get Pretty Patel and these people that were outside. What happened to her? Meeting people from no, but she got taken out of office because she was doing things that she shouldn't do. You know, during lockdown, we had people having parties whilst they were telling the country to stay locked down.
That's an important point because I believe there was some corrupt things going on regarding PPE. Government contracts with PPE,
there was. It's come out that there was, and this is what I'm saying. Like, that happens in a country in Africa, and the whole lid's blown off. But rightly so. Why is it not being blown off here? Let's keep it a buck. Yeah. How dare people that have built their land and riches off of bloodshed and manipulation of people come around and turn around and tell me that Nigeria's corrupt, countries in Africa are corrupt. Yes,
it's so bad. When I googled today, corruption in the first two countries were Nigeria and Ghana. Look at the way these algorithms and search engines
they can work the way that they want to work. They can work the way they want to work. F that. I don't really care about that. These countries, the corruptions that happen in these countries are minuscule in corruption in regards to what's happening over here. And I think the light just isn't being shone on it. But now we're seeing it though. We're seeing a lot of things come to light, and it's like, right, like, okay, this is a bit crazy. Like, why are you meeting with people that you shouldn't be meeting with? Why are you taking money? Why have you got payments over here? Why have you, you know?
Yeah,
all of these things are happening. So. But
It's not a stick they can continue to beat us with.
Impossible, impossible. And I think people are becoming more wise to it. People are becoming more wise to it because, yes, in as much as saying, yes, there is corruption in Nigeria and there is corruption in other countries in Africa. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. There's also corruption here and corruption there and corruption there as well. So let's not make it as though corruption only, because we see it with black on black crime. You know, not to go off tangent, but we see that they want you to believe that this is synonymized to just your blackness. Like corruption is Africa. No, bro. Like, no. You understand? Like there's things that are happening over here that, yeah, she get it.
Yeah.
She get it. But yeah, man, I can never sit in a room where a man tells me about corruption without an admission on their part of their corruption. Impossible. Impossible. We've never dropped a bomb on people. We've never gone into war. We've never built a kingdom off of bloodshed of innocent people. We've never run people out of their country and said, "Oh, I've just found this country here." We've never done that. We've never done that. I tell you that much for free. So we can talk about corruption. We can talk about violence. We can talk about crime. The same countries come into it. You know, and it's okay as long as everyone's holding their hand up and saying, yeah, my bad, like we involved too. But let's not stick it on those little boys over there and say, oh yeah, it's just them. No.
Again, perception.
Use the daddy.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, man, I think, like I said, the conversation is more of an emotional conversation, and it shouldn't really be. There should be a logical aspect, which I think we've tried to have a logical conversation today in relation to it. I think we've tried that, and I think we've discussed important parts of it. We can sit down and talk for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours about things, but I think the most important thing is we've spoken about progressive ideas. You know, we've held up the people that are doing their thing. You know, Ibrahim Traore, from what I know so far at this present moment, he looks like the man. He looks like he's taken Burkina Faso to a good place. I'm very, very happy in relation to what I see.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's others we're going to shed light on other conversations.
For
People
sure,
flying
for
the
sure,
flag, yeah.
For sure. You know, there's my guy in, I say my guy, but from the briefing that I read about the you know, the gentleman from Ghana, not Ghana, Uganda, that was running for presidency, I want to say 3-4 years ago. Oh, I
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I can't remember his name as well, but yeah, he was trying to do his thing. From what I heard, we just need revolutionaries. We need people that want to revolutionize their countries, you know, and stand for what's right. And if that means dying behind what's right, then so be it. Maybe for some, not that deep,
but for the greater good, sometimes
for the greater good,
go
sometimes
to these extents.
Yes. But
A heavy one.